Hey, Black here really quick once again. We're so close to having what I would consider a perfect show, and I thought we were there with this one. But right in the last few minutes of the show, the software we used to stream with suddenly crashed to desktop, so the ending was cut short. Meld had a software update a couple of hours before the show, so maybe that's what happened. Regardless, we're like 95% into having a flawless show, so maybe next week it'll happen. Anyway, thanks for watching and enjoy the show.
In 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Converse About the Verse. My name is Black.
And I'm Ruby.
Welcome. And today is October 23rd, 2025. We are here to talk about the previous week in Star Citizen, everything that's happened between, Friday and now. We'll start off with a little introduction for those who have never seen the show before. We sit down, like I said, talk about the news. My name is Black. And basically, I started the game and it's been 2021, so it's been about 4 years now. And I started creating content probably a few months, maybe a year into it. I started playing Star Citizen because a friend got me introduced to it because I was looking for a MMO that was space related. And so that's pretty much my history in this game. We've been playing pretty regularly for the past, I'd say, year and a half or so, to where we don't really take too many breaks. I think we took a little bit of a break over the summer when it was kind of slow, but other than that, we've played quite a bit. Ruby, when did you start playing Star Citizen?
About 2 years ago.
Okay.
I started playing after Black started playing, so just kind of get a feel for what the game was about before I decided to want to dive in and start playing. Also, my computer system couldn't handle when we were playing either, so we had to upgrade my system so I could play. But Black and I, we've played a few different type of MMO games probably for the last 15 years.
15, 17 years, I think.
Yeah. Since our kids were little. So, yeah.
All right. So that takes us to our first segment, which is the question of the week. It's where we may pull a question from Discord where we're talking with our the other people that play with us, or just if we just think of one. So this question here, what's the question this week, Ruby?
What least popular ship do you low-key love to use?
Okay. So for me, I like the Intrepid. It came, I don't remember when it came out now. I think it came out last IAE. I think last November is when it came out.
I think so.
Crusader starter ship. I find myself jumping in it if I need to go somewhere really fast. It has of course it has a short, timer on it, so you can pretty much call it pretty fast. I still own it. I guess I don't have any plans to get rid of it unless something else comes along and I just want to upgrade from that. But I really like using it. It flies really well. I know a lot of people don't really care for the looks of it because it's asymmetrical and it has it's a little derpy looking in the front, but I'm okay with that. I don't really use it for combat or anything. I just use it to kind of go real quick or if I need to travel really quick. So yeah, that's the ship that I kind of, that's kind of not super popular, but I like to use. What about you, Ruby?
I mean, it's kind of popular, but I don't use it for what it's intended. So I like the medical terrapin. That's my favorite. I like it because it's a little tank, and when I hit something, I don't necessarily blow up. So it's good for me. I also own the Intrepid. I haven't flown that very often, but I also like the cutter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I got the little bumblebee paint job for it too, because it reminds me of a honeybee.
Yep.
So, yeah.
All right. So that takes us to the next segment, which will be what did we do last week in Star Citizen? And we actually did a little bit because we were off Monday and Tuesday.
H said his is the Shiv now. It's becoming
nice.
his.
Yeah, I saw Sala said he said the MSR, so
yeah,
that's pretty cool. I like the MSR. I definitely make sure the sound's low on this. I like the MSR. I definitely please don't come over here. I definitely I don't have it anymore, but it's one of those I really would like it to work well. Hold on. You gotta ask for it. Okay. Here you go. But anyway, I like the MSR a lot. I really can't. I'll probably own another one once the gameplay is in there. But yeah, the Shiv is definitely, I think, common. I think it's more popular than people thought. I've definitely seen a lot more people. It's kind of funny because I think I've seen people who were kind of scared to say they liked it at first. Like because I heard people kind of bagging on it, but then I've heard those same people come back, and I'm not talking about anybody in Discord or anything, anybody we know personally. I'm talking about content creators. I know when it first came out, there was probably the shock, about it. But yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of people come around to it. I don't own it. I don't plan on owning it, just because it's, for what it is, I don't really need it.
Yeah.
But I do like it, and I like that it basically the interior, even the exterior, tells a story, and I think it's it's got a lot of detail for that shit.
I think the paint job they have for it is absolutely beautiful.
Which one?
The butterfly looking one.
Yeah.
I was absolutely shocked. And I'm like, when are they going to do that for other ships?
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting paint job, especially for that ship.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Interesting.
Yeah. Hey, nice to see you again, Kenji. Oh, Kenji. I last time, hopefully you can hear us this time. Last week I was trying to ask you if I could just call you Kenji because I think that would be a little easier to remember. Oh, you wrote in Banson's on the ship. Oh, you actually got the ship too, Solid. Nice. I'm about to get rid of my Star Lancer tack. I'm not a fan of the Corsair because of the sweet. Sounds good, Kenji. I'll keep that. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I don't like the Corsair because of the hanger they usually give you. I'm not crazy about how you're like really close to clipping the top of that thing. Other than that, though, it's okay. I've never really kind of gravitated towards it because I don't know. It just I think they just come out with too many Drake ships in that same amount of time, and they all have the same interior. The Cutter, that one, the Vulture, they just all look exactly the same. And so I don't know. It's kind of a nitpick. The tack, I have the tack. I prefer the regular Star Lancer more because of the extra storage, but I do like that the tack has a lot of options. I don't know. It just hasn't really grabbed me like I hoped it would. But yeah. So anyway, what you're watching here is basically Ruby and I out there doing the headhunter mission, and yeah, I do know that there's ways that you can do it without. You can basically kind of cheese it just by flying overhead and taking out the guy you want to take out, and then just tractoring his body up and getting the.
But I told Black, no, we are not going to do that.
I wasn't going to.
I was like, we are going to be, I hate this term, boots on the ground. We're going to do it.
So yeah, we've been boots on the ground. We've been going up there. Actually, we also, let me pull this up real quick. Another clip that we have. We've actually... We've actually been
oh yeah, we had some fun with that. You're gonna show them what you started doing?
Yeah, we actually we were driving up. I went and picked up a little STV, and so and Ruby's driving here, so no judgment.
Wow.
No, but
that's the one you decided to get. Gosh.
No, but we drove in, and I actually threw a sniper in the side door there because I really like that the STV has the little weapon rack right on the inside of the door. So I put a sniper there, and then I'm wearing a railgun, so we could drive in there whenever the turrets are out, and I take out the turrets while she snipes everybody. That's outside the bunker, and then we've kind of done a service too, because whoever comes in after us until they respawn, it's turret free.
The turrets are down.
Yeah.
And to be fair, this particular site was in like a crater.
Yeah.
And Black parked on the largest part.
The highest peak. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So we had to drive almost the whole length of the mountain range to get to a point where we weren't just going to
fall down,
drive off the edge and then roll the vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had parked around like, I don't know, like a quarter circle, around the other side of the bunker, it had gone a lot better. But it still went good. We didn't wreck. We made it there on time and everything.
Yes, I did not kill us.
And I will even show some of the action that we got there. Actually, I posted a short on this earlier today, but actually doing some, shooting the rail guns there. And this is honestly like one of the first times I've ever even, oh yeah, dog's coming after me. This is one of the first times I ever actually really used the rail gun. Like, I mean, I've shot one before, but never really actually tried to aim it and use it. So that was pretty cool and interesting. And, it was pretty cool. And there goes Ruby doing her thing. But yeah, that's what we did. We had family over last weekend, so we didn't play during the weekend. We didn't do our normal Friday night, but Ruby and I played. We played some Sunday and then Monday, maybe a little Tuesday too. But yeah, it was pretty fun going up there. I really like this whole aspect of us going there and trying to do it like you're gonna have to do it soon. They're doing more with AI turrets and things like that. They're also going to have NPCs driving as well, and NPCs targeting vehicles. So it's only going to get harder. So it feels like good practice to try to just get used to doing this. And I didn't know that a turret could take 5 shots. So now I know how much ammo I need to bring. It's like one clip is 5 shots. So basically there was like I think 4 or 5 turrets here. And so yeah, you need at least 5 or 6.
But we weren't able to take out all the turrets. I think
I ran out of ammo.
Oh, I thought the top turret wasn't going down.
Yeah, I ran out of ammo. That's why.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
didn't
it was
bring
just
enough.
because it wasn't going down.
No. So yeah, this is what we did. That was one of the things we did. We also had a little bit more fun too.
So right there on that shot, you can see that there is an abandoned
cutter.
Yeah.
But
as we were driving in, we kept seeing that there were a lot of abandoned ships or ships that had been shot down.
So Ruby is leading us into the segue of what else we did.
Yes.
Uh-oh, I didn't bring it on there. Keep looking at that clip for a second. I didn't add them in there.
All black.
I know. I made the folder and didn't bring the stuff over. Hey, look at there.
There we go.
We also, let's see, what's this? I pulled out the good old SRV and we brought in some, we went out to, what's the name of that place? It's one of the popular ones on Daymar. We went to 2.
We did.
But this is, I think, the first one. We went there and we grabbed all the ships that were sitting outside that we could, which was most of them. We actually got...
Yeah, because this one didn't have turrets.
Yeah, this one didn't have any turrets out. But if it did, I was ready. I did bring my railgun for this.
Right.
But yeah, we went ahead and grabbed vehicles. I carried them a little bit off to a spot where Ruby was at. And we did 5, 6 ships.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Because I know we filled up the Vulture, and then you had to come out and pick a load up and then take it back, and then we had another load.
Yeah.
So there was quite a few.
Yeah, because the SRV, it's got 12 SCU on it, so I took off what Ruby had after I brought all the ships that, from the area. I took 12 SCU back, and then I brought my raft back. No, not the raft. I brought the Zeus.
You brought the Zeus back.
I brought the Zeus back, and then I almost filled it. No, it wasn't full, but I took everything you had, and I took it back and came back again and like half filled it. So overall, it was probably, and that was also the Zeus ES, so it wasn't.
Yeah,
that's the ship with the paint job.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, oh, paint job.
But yeah. So that's what we did last weekend. We did salvaging. We did the Hammerhead. We actually stopped doing the Hammerhead mission because it wasn't working. Like we had like 3 or 4 missions in a row that just didn't work. So hopefully those are working now. But yeah. So that is what we did. And let's go ahead and switch things up here. All right. All right, Lisa. All right. So now let's go ahead and talk about what happened in the game, kind of like this week in Star Citizen. So basically, last Friday, they sent out the newsletter, which looked different this week. They actually went with a different format, and it was kind of cool what they did, how it looks and everything. And it had some interesting stuff like it always does. But there's something on here that you guys need to check out, and that is they did a survey. So if you go there, it's like 5 questions, I think. And you should definitely do it because they ask things like what paint job colors do you like and things like that. Hey OG, how you doing? And I can't remember what else they asked. They asked I think something about ship manufacturers, but it was all things, you know, that you probably care about. So you should definitely go check out that survey if you haven't already. I know we kind
they
of
said answer 4-question survey right there.
Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. Your favorite
Yeah.
CitizenCon Direct ship announcement, your ship, manufacturer, your favorite ship color, and what type of physical merchandise that you want to see more of.
I know.
So I need to let you.
I
give you the
know.
link
I need.
so you
I
can
need
go
to do
there.
the survey.
Yeah,
I've got all kinds of ideas.
Yeah.
For physical merchandise.
Yes.
Yes.
But anyway, so that was it. Of course, I know we kind of skip over the newsletter. When you get it in your email, I think everybody just kind of scrolls down.
Or I delete
to
it.
the bottom. Oh, you delete it.
Or I just delete it.
Yeah. So the sneak peek of the week. What is that? It's an RSI ship that's coming next month. I think it's the one from next month, right? They're not teasing like that. Should be the bridge of the Perseus, right? I think that's what that is. It looks kind of small, but maybe not.
What kind of view?
I was wondering if it could possibly be the Apollo variant that's supposed to be coming because it doesn't really look super big from that view, but maybe it is. It definitely, I don't know.
Are you looking through the windshield?
Yeah, through the windshield.
Okay.
And you got 3 seats.
Interesting.
It'd be interesting if that was the Apollo variant. Because they could have backed it up to where there's not an elevator in there like there is for the Apollo because it's got the elevator right there.
Right.
Of course, the elevator could be there. You just can't. I don't know. But if they put that wall up, that could be all storage from that part back. So that's what I was. Yeah. Oh, the rumored. No, I don't think it's the rumored Zeus variant. John Crew, he said something about that. Old school thinks it's the Perseus. John Crew said something about that 4th ship a few weeks or a couple months ago now. So yeah, it'd be interesting if it was. I don't know, just the way it looks. It doesn't look like it's like a big bridge.
Well, they obviously say it's RSI because.
Well, yeah. We know it's RSI, yeah. So it's either the Apollo variant or that. The Apollo variant had come along pretty far too. So, and I mean, like I said, that bridge doesn't look like something. Doesn't look like. The Polaris bridge is pretty big.
That's a door. I mean, it looks like an elevator. The door.
Yeah, it's a door either. Yeah, it's probably
so
a door to the back half of the ship or whatever. So
it's cool.
That's what I was saying, old school. Maybe it looks like it could be the Apollo variant. I didn't even think about that until I saw how small it kind of looks. It doesn't look as big as the Polaris interior. Didn't even think about that. That's cool. I know when I saw it in the email, I just automatically assumed it was a Perseus because we know that's coming. But what if it's not? What if it is that Apollo variant?
Is that red? The color?
Oh, yeah, the bottom?
Yeah,
that looks like the exterior of it. Now I know the Perseus, it has that bridge that overlooks the front. Like it's kind of like the Star Destroyers. You know how they have a bridge and it looks and it sits back and it looks over the whole front?
Yeah.
That's how that is. But I don't know. I don't know if that's what that is or not. I don't know. I guess we'll know soon enough. We got what do we got? Like less than a month now until that comes out. But yeah. So anyway, that's the newsletter, the sneak peek, and that survey. Make sure you guys go check that out. The other big thing this week, and there wasn't a lot this week, but there's a couple of things. The roadmap came out. That came out yesterday. And there was a lot in the beginning that's basically all the stuff that we got with 4.3.2. It's the weapons that came out with CitizenCon. the Paladin, of course, the Stinger, the Shiv, the mission pickup on location, like when you go to Wickelow's thing, and he's you can click the boards now to get the mission or whatever if it works right. But yeah, it was all those things. But the more interesting thing was this right here, which is what's coming in 4.4.0. So there's new Wicklow ship offerings. I will say that I saw someone on Reddit bring up a good point about this. It's looking more and more like we're not getting ships for sale in game anymore. Like they're not bringing out the ones like the Asgard still isn't for sale. You can't buy it in game.
Okay.
But it seems like they're putting things out in Wicklow versus doing that. And if that's what they're doing, I think they're kind of making a mistake with that. I think it's okay to go for Wicklow ships if you're wanting an upgraded version of a ship that's going to have all the good components. But to leave them out altogether from the store and you can only get them through Wicklow is kind of a pain because most people are absolutely hating Wicklow right now. They're just over trying to do that stuff. On top of that, they know they're going to lose it if there's a wipe as well.
Right.
More than likely. So people don't like all the work you're having to do, and
yeah.
And then also the fact that it just doesn't work very well. I think if they could make it to where can you come up here? Come on. I think if they could make it work better, people might actually like it. But as it is, you're not getting another treat. You're not getting another one. I think as it is now, though, people just, they're not crazy about the whole Wicklow thing in general.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like leaving a bad taste in people's mouth. But anyway, the next little thing there is something I think Ruby might be interested in.
Yeah, so those are not Wicklow things, right?
The shotgun now.
Okay.
There may be a version
of it.
And
the boom tube.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's a missile launcher?
This is Ruby's first time seeing this because she's been busy working.
Old school, we got stuff to go get.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Lord.
It's a triple barrel buckshot pistol. Like, how could you not get excited over that?
Yeah. I'm kind of curious as to how that works.
I am too.
OG's like, hell yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah, those guns look pretty crazy. I'm glad they're working on different guns. You're not going to see me get super excited until we get that big shock trooper.
I know.
That big.
I know. You got to hold
the big
it with,
two-handed,
yes.
Cannon like they had on Star Wars: The Old Republic when you were, if you were a
trooper.
Oh my God, I love that gun.
A tank. You got to be.
Yeah, you had to be a tank trooper. Yeah, that was like one of my favorite classes ever because that big gun, you just mow everything down. So great. All right. Of course, besides the boom tube, we get the interstellar hauling missions.
Okay.
Which
that's exciting because that means you get to go to different, you get to go across systems.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yep. All right. Look at here. We got the first one of the day. First catch of the day right here. Let's get.
Yes.
Let's see, what can I do for here? Oh yeah, there it is right there. Later. All right. And then we have exterior freight elevators, which we saw were, kind of in the game already, but they're not functioning. It's adding new ways of loading and unloading cargo in Nyx and Pyro. Sorry, Stanton. Not for Stanton. I think Banson, he immediately picked up on that. It was so funny yesterday. All right. And then we have Nyx Missions, Pack 1. I don't know how many packs we're going to get, but we're getting a Pack 1. Adding a first pack of missions to Nyx using existing archetypes with a fresh new narrative spin against new enemies. So basically bunkers, but the bunkers may look a little different and there'll be different enemies, probably.
Remember that?
Maybe some distribution centers too.
That cargo mission we helped Douglas with where he had accidentally got off.
That was an event.
But that was in Pyro.
Yes.
Yeah, that wasn't bad, the way you had to bring up those freight elevators.
I know. I wish they'd bring some of the stuff that we've seen in the events.
So what are they talking about the cargo, unloading in Pyro, adding new ways to load and unload? What are they talking about?
No, that's the exterior ones that are outside the stations. That are the big one. It wasn't like that. I'm talking about the ones that are in space. The stations.
Oh, okay.
It's the big wall, and you park your whole seat up next to it.
Yeah, we saw pictures. Yeah. I was like, no, there's nothing wrong with the ones that were on the actual planet surface. No, not those.
Okay.
I was like,
I know you said exterior. You're thinking outside.
Yeah, I was like, those are good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So outside of the Nyx mission pack 1. I don't know how many missions are going to be. I'm thinking we'll probably have a lot of the same missions, but they'll just be different factions. So instead of Foxwell, maybe they'll be. Or they could even actually bring Foxwell. I don't know.
They could.
But yeah, things like that. So I'm pretty sure they're just going to copy and paste those just to get some missions there in Nyx. So if people really want to be there and do stuff, they can be there and do stuff.
Yeah.
All right, the Nyx jump points, of course, they have to add those so we can get there. They are adding one between Nyx and Stanton. I still don't know where in Stanton it's going to be at. I'm just assuming it's going to be out in the middle of nowhere like the other ones are. But that may also give you another, because all the jump point stations are also networked in for the cargo mission. So maybe that next one will also be a new stop for cargo missions.
All right, so I'm gonna stop you right there. So old school talks about the end of the Onyx stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I know that's a conversation you and I had where we don't feel that they should stop those things because new players won't get to experience.
I don't think Onyx is going to be stopped. He's just saying
like the whole.
No, I think it's in the game. I don't think
mean
that
the facilities themselves. I mean the actual storyline.
I think the storyline's staying.
It's going to stay. Yeah. Okay, that's good. I was like,
the one that isn't going to stay is this whole
Frontier Fighter
with the headhunter thing. That's the one that is going away. But the ASD stations and the missions involved with those, they're going to stay.
That's good. They should because everybody should get to experience those.
Yeah, those are good.
And there's stuff tied into them. So.
That too. Yeah,
the lore and all that.
I think they're leaving it in too, so a new player can come in and understand why they're going to Nyx.
Right. That would be. I mean, because it would be kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. Off-putting. So,
all right.
All right.
We've also got Vandal NPC pilots. These so as we all pretty much seen in CitizenCon, the Vandal are going to show up in missions now. So you're going to be fighting the Stinger, the Glaive, and the Scythe, and the Blade. I didn't realize they had 4. I thought they had 3. And NPC ships flown by Vandal. So the question is, can we disable the ships and then go see some Vandal inside? Can we go in there and drink their blood? As old school wants to do. With he says the crux is basically their body fluids. So if we're thirsty, can we just jump out there and jump on their ship? And I mean, there's like a 5-minute, rule there after they die. You can hurry up and drink it before it goes bad.
Wow. All right.
I'm trying to feed old school's, crazy conspiracy theories here.
Although I do see an interesting, sorry to interrupt, the thing where it says this is all Nyx stuff. They're showing a lot of updates that they're going to be doing to the Nyx system.
Yeah, because that's what 4.4 is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm sure it's going to be called I don't know, whatever, something to Nyx, road to Nyx, or whatever they're going to call the actual update.
See those Levski poster metal posters. So why didn't they do T-shirts?
Yeah,
I think Jared had one.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's why can't I get a T-shirt like that?
Yeah. All right. There's sworn enemies implementing a new operation, welcoming players to Nyx. Intersec is looking for contractors willing to investigate abandoned QB logistics stations to follow the trail of Vandal tech that was sold to ASD. So I guess this is more of the ASD storyline. I guess under story, but it doesn't really say event. But yeah. That'd be cool. Hopefully, the Intersec is basically the security there. So
isn't that what you're? But you were doing security missions at the ASD sites. So what was that security?
Yeah, it wasn't the same.
It's not the same.
Not the same.
Okay.
But yeah. All right. So that's that, and of course, implementing the Nyx system, which is no planets as of yet. The Glacium Ring, which is the dense asteroid belt located in the Nyx system. I'll be curious to see if we get mining with that. Because are we going to have new minables, or are we just going to get the minables that we have now, but
is that where
the different tiers of copper and stuff?
The rock crackers were supposed to be?
Yeah, but that's not on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, right. they're supposed to be in that ring. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, of course, Delamar, which is the asteroid in the Nyx system, which has the settlement of Levski. And, of course, Levski itself will be there. Since I'm assuming these are made, well, they're not really planet. I'm hoping that these new stations and things they're making don't have holes, so we can fall through.
But they're talking about new enemy faction. So
Cooper or Copper? OG. Oh, implementing, yeah, and some new, like buy a new enemy faction, yeah. So
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm assuming this new enemy faction is going to be who is grabbing the Vandal and selling their stuff. Because I mean, obviously, we're going to be going after them in that big trench run thing,
Mm-hmm.
and so apparently, I mean, obviously, they're enemies of the Vandal because the Vandal are going to show up to. They're like, oh, they
Their
took the
stuff's
shields down. We're
Yeah.
coming to kill them. So
Yeah.
I bet they're pissed at them. And then, can you blame them? I mean, if they're stealing, Vandal and experimenting on them and all that.
Yeah.
All right.
She's nesting.
Next is the medium BattleTech armor.
So you got a picture of this?
We do have a picture of it.
All right.
I was ready for you, Ruby. I was ready for you.
Let's see this.
Hold on, let me go.
I know it's medium armor, but I'd still like to see it.
There it is.
That looks like when they're like, not SWAT, but when they're out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When like cops are out there with their combat gear.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
The vest. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now all I need is like a cattle prod taser and I'll be good to go.
So this is the regular version that you're going to be able to find. I'm sure it's going to be in different colors too. And then there's the Wicklow version, and I'll show you that one because I'm kind of torn on this one. I'm curious to see what other people think about it because I'm not a fan.
Of the Wicklow one?
The Wicklow one, yeah. Because of the back of the helmet. I'm not a fan of that.
Okay.
I gotta go here. Let me pull up the other one. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. And Wicklow. It's got like braids or tails out the back of it. What y'all think? And it is medium too. I like everything but the helmet. I like the shine. I like the texture of the armor itself. The look of it's okay. Shoulder blades are like a little wow looking to me. Like I have shoulder blades that look really similar to that on some of my medium armor sets. And wow. But I kind of like the metallic look to it. I'd like to see it, of course. I mean, these pictures are hardly ever great.
Yeah.
You even like the helmet, Sala? Because, yeah, the patina finish, yeah. I mean, that's kind of like a copper, right? Is that what y'all are looking? That's what it looks like.
It looks like that's what it looks like to
a
me.
Copper look.
It even has like that green color when copper starts to
tarnish.
Yeah. So
it covers your chin. I mean, there's a lot of helmets that cover your chin, man. Do you want the little dread tails in the back, or the braid tails in the back?
Yeah, those look like they come off.
It just looks odd, right?
An alien and stuck them on there. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, tentacles. They look like tentacles.
I would do that. I would definitely wear that without the helmet. I mean, I'd wear another helmet, obviously, with my Asgard, because my Asgard has that copper paint job. Kenji said he'll only wear the Artemex armor. That medical Morozov, that's what I was wearing in my video earlier. I like it. I mean, even though it's clearly medical, I still like it. It looks good. Corny supervillain. Yeah, it looks like something. It looks like something off of Fifth Element, like one of the henchmen of. Even Gary Oldman. Even he looked kind of like cheesy in that movie.
Oh yeah, he was crazy looking.
Like his damn outfit looked like a garbage bag on the back of it. But yeah, so yeah, that's the armor set. That's the Wicklow one, of course. Is alien, kind of alien. I don't hate it, but don't love it. Yeah. See, exactly. That's what somebody else was saying too. They were like, "Oh yeah, a lot of these armor sets are starting to look more fantasy than sci-fi." And I was like, "Yeah, I can see that." I think they could do better. Is my point. All right.
I don't necessarily have a gear set that I absolutely like. I always cannibalize mine.
Yeah.
So I have to wear medium arms when you snipe.
It's kind of crazy because it's like I like a lot of the older helmets more so than the newer ones.
I do too. Yeah.
I like the blade one.
I know.
I like the samurai with the holographic little horn things. I think that one's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of I like that they mix. I wish they would do more like that where they mix. That's what Firefly did really good. was it mixed, like it had that Chinese culture mixed in.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's Japanese, of course, that kind of samurai look. But it'd be cool if they did more of that. They use some of, things like that. That'd be
I like
cool.
was it Manicore? The one with the horns that we got recently?
Yeah.
I like that one too. I like that whole set. It's nice.
There's also more hairstyles coming. Somebody had a picture, but I didn't grab it. They got a lot of beards coming with this one. A lot of different types of beards.
Do they have a dwarf beard?
It's not quite. They have one that's kind of big, and I think.
But is it braided?
No.
Oh.
I don't know if they can do that because of all the issues they'd have with clipping and stuff.
Okay.
With the armor sets.
Yeah.
But they did have thicker, fuller beards and a couple of more. I think it was mostly men hairstyles and stuff I saw. So, but yeah. So anyway, that was the roadmap. Other than that, there is one more little piece kind of to this roadmap in 4.4 in particular. And that is the message of the day yesterday, where they talked about what their aims are for getting testing out this week. And this week and next week. This week, they're trying to get the tech preview, which is going to have engineering. It was confirmed that engineering is going to be what is being tested. So
nice.
If access to the tech preview is for everyone, I'm going to jump on and check out engineering just from a solo standpoint, maybe. Mm-hmm. Just so I can see, how is it with my Asgard, because I know that shit pretty well as far as like the energy or the power settings and all that. So it'll be interesting to see. I'll take some fuses with me and the repair gun so I can, try to repair, do some Foxville missions or something to try to.
Can you buy the canisters already filled for the repair gun?
You can buy the canisters, but I don't know if they're already filled or not. Maybe one of you guys knows.
Because I know in the Onyx facilities we would find some that were empty and some that were filled, so you could repair.
I know that whenever we did the Onyx facilities, I bought them in the store. I think they already had stuff in them because I was able to repair the tubes and stuff, and I never actually, went out and bought this stuff. So I think it does come in the tubes that you buy.
That's good.
So yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to try that out. I'll jump in and try it out for a few hours, see how it works. I'm very curious about it. But the bigger news is, of course, next week they plan on trying to get 4.4 in Evocati. So we should start to hear things about Nyx next week. So
that's cool.
Engineering may make my goal to solo a Star Lancer tack not possible. I mean, I think it'll be possible. The tack, even though it's like, 4-person? I think it's like a 4-person ship. I could see that being a lot more possible than the Polaris. Now, of course, if you come under fire, and you're taking a lot of heat, of course, if you're by yourself, you're not going to be able to go and repair anything. But if you can squeak by and get out and get somewhere safe, then you could, which could be interesting. I think there's a lot more gameplay with engineering, especially sandbox gameplay. That's just going to make things different and hopefully for the better.
I can't wait to be your Scotty.
I know.
Or your Kaylee.
I know. It's going to be really cool.
I know.
Because,
or your Jordy.
Because a lot of times, you're in a turret and, I know there's not a lot to do.
Yeah.
But if we maybe between fights,
repairing.
You could repair.
So checking things to make sure. Yeah.
I'm curious to see too. So like, let's say we go out and we do a Foxville mission and we take a lot of heat and we make it. There's some external damage, but a lot of the interior stuff, the components are also kind of shot. So shut your mouth, old school. So my question is, if you go through the ship before we go repair, because we can't repair the exterior.
Right.
So
unless you go outside.
You can do it, but if the wing's gone, you can't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
So, but let's say the wing's gone. Not yet. Let's say the wing is gone, but you go through and you repair the power supply, the power plant, and the the quantum. You go through and you repair all that interior. So when I go to repair at a landing place,
should it cost less?
That's what I'm curious about.
So maybe
because that may make it worth it too. If you're to top off those things that you can do easily to save on repairs.
Yeah. That's true.
But yeah. Somebody else today, they asked about the what's the next Anvil ship that's coming now that the Paladin's out, and everybody's wanting, is it which one is it? The one that can repair the ships? It's not the Liberator. I think that's the one that carries the ships. Anyways, they're hoping it's the one that repairs because we're starting to hear about repair now, like this new the stuff that came out with Nyx at CitizenCon.
Oh yeah, during that fight.
Yeah,
there's a ship that you can land and repair.
Well, the
and
Idris,
fuel
yeah.
and all that.
So the Idris and the Polaris, anything that can land a ship, they're giving them that function. It's not going to be great where you're going to see it happening, but it's just going to be like it is now, where you land in a hangar and you go through your menu and you hit repair, and it repairs your ship. The question I have though is, do you have to have that stuff on the ship?
I would think so.
So do you have to have fuel and a box full of RMC or whatever on the Idris in order to be able to do that? Which I think you should.
Maybe it not first, but I would see why not.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You have to have medgel.
Yeah. Or if you're gonna rearm, do you have the bullets?
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
Kind of
if you're gonna do that, no,
so,
I agree.
Yeah, there's a lot there. That's Hey Blade, nice to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Ship loadout girl, man. I have not done ship loadouts at all this year, so I can't say that that's anything that I've done, because the loadouts are basically, I can't do loadouts until we can craft, because loadouts are, I would just be telling you, hey, go run contested zones, because that's where you're going to find your part. Like, there's nowhere to tell, I can tell you what the best parts are going to be, but you're going to have to, buy them from other players through the market, or, but yeah. Am I recommending you get a Vulcan? That's is the Vulcan is the Aegis one, I think. I mean, I would never get one until you hear that it's being worked on. That's why I have not worried about the Kraken until now, because we know it's being worked on. And they can still stop working on it and switch gears to something else, but I don't think they will, simply because they're really into Drake right now. And the Ironclad is getting, the Ironclad is a step towards the Kraken because of all the big assets they're using for the Ironclad. So there's a very good chance the Kraken's going to make it all the way through, just as we've seen them come all the way through with the RSI lineup. So if they say they're going to do it, sure. If you're interested in getting it, maybe you go ahead and start, CCU in your chain now, because next month is going to be whenever you're going to want to start that. So maybe you start the chain for it, and in 1 to 2 years, whenever it actually comes out, your chain will be done and you'll be good to go and save a bunch of money on it. But yeah, I expect next year we should hear something about one of the repair or refuel ships. That's what I would hear. I think that's whenever we're going to hear they're working on it. Maybe we'll even get the silhouette video at IAE this year, because they didn't do it at CitizenCon. So maybe we'll see some of that then. Maybe we'll have an idea of what they're working on over the next year. So that would be my guess for that.
Yeah, because those could be done at any time.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for a CitizenCon to do those.
No. But yeah.
All right, Black, you got a ship loadout request.
Do a loadout for my Stinger. Yeah. I know nothing about the Stinger. I could always look, but yeah, again, the stuff is all at the contested zones. You can't really get anything. The weapon wise, yeah, I could tell you which guns, you may want to go with, but yeah, I haven't even looked at the Stinger at all. Few of you know my distaste for alien ships. So, but I'm glad to see you guys enjoy them. So no judgment here. All right. So that pretty much wraps up everything that came out, all the news that we had over the last week. But we have one thing we want to discuss before we end here. A couple things, but one thing in particular. Let me switch over to the video. And we are going to actually not share this. There's another video I want to show besides this one. And this is... All right. So we know that Nyx is coming. And I heard a pretty good... I heard a very good question, or a very good conversation. Yes, it is.
Oh, is that the scanning one?
I heard a pretty good conversation about Nyx I and how it's breaking lore. The reason they're saying it's breaking lore is because Nyx is supposed to be a desolate place. So why are you throwing this planet that's basically the best planet we have, with biomes that are, very much, livable? Why are they doing that? They are completely going back on their lore. And I know we don't really talk about lore here, but it does beg the question, why are they doing this now? Why are they completely changing the lore of Nyx to have this planet that is clearly terraformed? You can watch a lot more about the lore of Nyx and what's going on with it through, of course, the lore historian Paul Shelley, and that's basically where I saw some of this conversation at. For somebody like him, he's kind of like not really happy with the direction they're going with this planet, because think about it, guys. If they had this lush planet, that's great. Why do they have these people in this asteroid, living in this, just settlement on an asteroid? Wouldn't they have settled that instead?
Right.
So, but there's been some hints as to what they're kind of doing, I guess, where their thinking is and how they're trying to make this work. And so if you've noticed the newspaper, I think it was last update 431, there was a little blurb about some kind of new terraforming that they were talking about, some kind of new technology or something for terraforming. And so I think they're setting the stage to explain why Nyx is what it's going to be. I think they're going to say that with this new technology, they're able to terraform Nyx. It's a brand new thing. Players can come join in, and I think of course, Nyx 1 won't be out until probably spring. I'll be surprised. I don't think we'll see it at the end of this year, but maybe. And here's my thoughts on why they're doing it this way. They got this new planet tech in, which, they kind of show off here in this video. And so they have this new planet tech, and it doesn't, they definitely want to use it, but this new planet tech is going to change everything from like how things are placed on the planet, which is one of the things that's going to cause them to have issues with going back to Stanton and Pyro and redoing those, because there's already so many stations on the ground. They are going to do it, but they also stated that, hey, it's going to take a lot more work.
Right.
Because there's all these landing sites and all these things that are on the planet. They're literally going to have to go in and probably adjust things after they add the planet tech to like microtech or whatever.
Right.
So instead of introducing it there, they're introducing it on this new planet. Unfortunately, Terra's not ready yet. Nyx is ready, so they're bringing it to Nyx first. And then you're still like, but why are they making all these nice biomes on there? They could have just saved those biomes for something else. And I think the big reason is base building, because base building, and it's also why we're not hearing about base building coming yet, because they need Nyx 1 in there. They need a planet that has this new tech to kind of practice on, but they also are making it to where it's a planet that people are going to want to settle.
Right.
So I think base building is going to come with Nyx 1, not necessarily when Nyx 1 drops, but that's where it's going to come.
That's going to start.
I don't even think they're going to give us base building in Stanton or Pyro. I think at this point, the base building is being made to work with this new planet tech.
To see how it works.
To see how it works, right.
Okay.
So until they can go back and add in the planet tech to Stanton and Pyro, I think we're only going to have it on Pyro 1. It's probably going to be high security, even though technically high security isn't really there. I think that's what they're going to do. I think it makes sense, because that's where all the good resources are going to be at, because they can't go back and add those resources to the old planets. They're only adding them on Nyx 1 and wherever the other Nyx planets.
Right.
Maybe the other Nyx planets as well, when they come in, will also have base building. But I think this is the start of base building. I think this is why we don't have base building yet, or why they haven't really talked about it, because they're waiting to get this planet there. The whole fact that they're talking about they're setting it up in this little newspaper that, this new terraforming thing. I think that they're also going to set up hey, there's a homestead rush. You need to get, everybody get to Nyx 1 and build your base. And I think that's how they're going to, I think that's how they're going to introduce it.
All right. So you've heard it here. This is Black's conspiracy.
It's not a conspiracy.
His belief or his hypothesis.
Because I was listening to, I think it was Space Tomato and Paul Shelley talking about it. They were talking about it the other day in a video. You should go check it out. And I didn't watch all of it. I watched probably half of that video, and I never heard them talk about base building as to a reason.
They may have got to it.
They may have got to it.
Yeah.
But I never heard them do that. So, I just, that's what I think. I think that the reason we don't have base building is because it's not really compatible with the planets that we have in the game, and it also just makes sense that new planet tech works in base building. Come on, get out here and settle this thing. Be like a land rush. But yeah, so I think we're all going to be stuck on one planet, to start with.
For the time being.
For the time being.
Yeah.
I know they also have issues with. I know also there is like a. I don't know if it's instancing, but they did talk about like whenever they did base building last year, they talked about it. They talked about how like there's like if you build in the same exact spot as someone else or something, like because until they have dynamic server meshing, and maybe they'll wait for dynamic server meshing. I don't know, but they did talk about how there was a different state of the base when someone's logged
That's
out.
how Fallout.
Yeah,
how
Fallout was like
that's
that
how
too,
Fallout is.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you
yeah.
play Fallout.
So I don't know
Yeah.
how we still don't know how they're going to handle that. I know they kind of talked about it, but they probably didn't even have it all worked out yet either. So anyway, OG says he's not building a base; he's living with one of y'all. Well, I can tell you right now that I do the building.
Yep.
She does all the decorating, and
I help collect resources.
And she helps collect resources.
Yes.
So as long as you can help collect resources, we can send you out, and you can go get some of that titanium off those ships that you keep wanting to get all the time.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to come join, but you got to work if you're going to come here. We're going to put your ass to work. Kenji says he needs a CCU, a Star Lancer tack to a build. No, the Star Lancer build is probably the one I will definitely have. Since I can't get a Pioneer because, you can't upgrade to it. Yeah, thanks, Blade. Yeah, it just makes sense. Like, I think all this people asking about base building and why don't we have base building? I don't know. It just makes sense to me after I've thought about it, and especially once it it was explained that Nyx shouldn't have this beautiful planet. It just shouldn't have it. So,
but this new tech has come about.
But this new tech,
yeah, which aligns with their new tech that they're actually doing for the game.
And because they literally said last week that they're going to have issues adding that tech to Stanton because of the building placements and stuff, I was like, well, then they're not going to let people build bases there if you're just going to have to redo it all,
right.
Right.
That's true.
So, they can wipe it. They can wipe all the bases, but
that's true.
Anyway, that's a whole other thing. So, yeah. So, let's see. What did Kenji say? Never wanted to build a base, own a Pioneer. Yeah. Base building, like, I didn't think they were ever going to have base building. So I definitely, when they said that, I was just like, I wanted crafting because, there's just so much stuff out there you could make. And then base building was kind of like on a wish. I didn't even think they were really going to do it. But yeah. But yes, old school. Anybody is welcome to come live with us. It'd be very nice to have like a nice base that we can. Believe me, we've made enough bases in other games. We've made big bases. We're pretty organized with how we like to set things up to be nice. Base building is definitely, something we are very much looking forward to.
Not that Black would ever brag, but he actually won a contest for his base building. So,
Lord, shut up.
Yes.
An ARC, yeah.
An ARC, yes, he won a contest.
But yeah. That's pretty much my thoughts on Nyx and, trying to, figure out why they did Nyx 1, like why it's going to look the way it does. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited. Like, I'm glad that that they're going this direction. It may kind of screw up the lore and, it is kind of maybe cheesy to some people. But, I think this is going to be like a land rush. It'll be kind of exciting. Maybe they'll work it into it to be, it kind of makes me feel like we're part of the story this way,
That's cool.
And I think that's kind of cool. You just need a little caught in the corner. It's still going to cost you, old school. You can't just come bum over here without doing some work, man. I feel like you're trying to get out of work here. I heard somebody say maybe they're going to make that Raptor, the street cleaner. Maybe they're going to make a lawnmower. So you're at least going to get on the lawnmower. And you're going to be cutting some damn grass. You're going to be doing something, old school. You can't just come and, just come over here and bum out, man. Not going to happen. But anyway, before we go, next week's show is it's Halloween Eve.
Yes.
So you can expect Ruby to be dressed up. So, that you should at least come to check out and see